How you doing? I thought it was a hard-fought game. I thought our guys were competing in pretty much every area throughout. A little bit behind in some things, and some I thought we were doing a little bit better. But I thought the end of that fourth quarter, we let it get away from us a little bit. And I think maybe the biggest takeaway is that this is an opportunity for growth, and you know, we have to find an opportunity. We have to find a way to get a little bit tougher, make better decisions. You know, while we are playing hard and competing. As I told the guys in the locker room after the game, I think that's a team that you know, maturity plays a big factor, and I think for us, we're still learning some of those things. So.
Questions?
Yeah.
What kind of things are you talking about? Just learning
learning to execute at the end of the game, learning to make a decision after you played 4 minutes of defense, you know, to make sure that you get the right possession on the offensive end of the field, how to break a 10-man ride and then continue to possess the ball throughout and not, you know, elevate the risk level again after you just, you know, kind of reduced it. Just you know, plays that come with you know, a schedule like this. You know, a lot of tough teams to play. We're in the mix, and we got to find a way to close it out.
Jake, is there anything about their defensive approach between the first half and the second half that stands out in terms of why they were more productive in the second half?
Yeah, I mean, I think their goalie played very well in the second half. They were aggressive all game, taking away a lot of the inside of where we wanted to go. So, you know, credit to them. Their goalie played outstanding in the second half. And yeah, they were aggressive all throughout the game, so they gave us a lot of trouble.
And how would you kind of size up what they were able to do as the game kind of went on? Obviously, they had a lot of opportunities there, time-wise, in the second half.
I think they got a little more patient with their shots. I think they took smart shots in that second half. Didn't let me see it. Took me out of my rhythm a little. I think the defense, like we had some long possessions, made some really good stands, and then made some stupid mistakes. Like Coach was saying, maturity and discipline is a big thing when you're playing against a team as chaotic as UNC. They play really fast, and I think we lost ourselves during the game there.
Tim, what did you see on your goal?
Sorry, come again.
What did you see on your goal? On the goal that you scored?
When you scored a goal.
I completely forgot I scored. I just remember Coach saying, try moving Colin, the other goalie, with your eyes. I threw a couple passes to Garrett in the corner during that first quarter that weren't great passes, but I think they started respecting those passes more. 10-man started spreading out a little more. Saw an open end, just shot it. I don't know. Yeah, it's whatever.
It was a legit shot, though. You weren't trying to.
No, that was yes, that was a shot.
And when you talk about maturity and discipline, I'm sure part of you understands that you've got to go through some of that when you have a younger team, and there's part of you that wishes you really didn't have to. And how do you kind of balance those two things?
I mean, I think it's an element of every team. You know, when you start a new year, a new season, it's a new group, new leadership dynamic, everything. So you've got to start over with some of those things. We've got some guys, you know, that have played some big minutes and things like that. But I also think, you know, this is the first time that we've been, you know, the favorite, or at least expected to be competitive in a top level game in a little while. And I think that may be the biggest element of maturity, is that we really just need to know how to compete in the top 10 if we want to expect to stay here. And if we're going to, you know, beat a top 5 team, it can't be luck. It can't be random. You know, we've got to find ways to play that level of lacrosse consistently. And I think that it's partially the team development, and then this stage of the program. We've got to find a way to earn our spot back there and demand that we stay there.
Jacob, how do you kind of see something similar along those lines in terms of being able to develop that thing over the course of a full season and not just simply a tournament?
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the things with us this year is we have a lot of new leaders. We had a lot of guys in our last senior class and grad years that, you know, had big voices on this team, and we have a lot of new voices. A lot of new guys starting, a lot of new guys playing. So, you know, it's been great so far. I think we've done a great job with it. Everyone's kind of having their own voice, and we have a great sense of togetherness. But, you know, there are going to be setbacks like this, and we're just going to have to figure it out together like we always do. So, you know, we're excited for what's next.
What did you think of just the atmosphere out here tonight? I know you guys have talked about just like defending Homewood, and just what do you think tonight?
Yeah, it was great. You know, Tuesday night games here definitely different than the weekend games, but yeah, it was awesome. You know, you always wish you could win those, but you know, playing on that field is great every time. It's never gets old, so we appreciate it a lot.
Pete, 6-on-4 in the fourth quarter, did you feel like that was perhaps an opportunity that if you cashed in, maybe the outcome, momentum would have shifted?
Yeah, possibly. I mean, a fourth quarter goal is going to be pretty big swing in momentum potentially anytime you score. There was multiple opportunities. You know, I think that one, you know, specifically, we got to find a better shot, a better opportunity to score. But you know, at that point, every play's big. You know, it's a tight game, fourth quarter against a quality opponent. You know, every play can potentially shift the momentum in a significant fashion.
Pete, there was a 3-possession sequence in the middle of the third quarter. Russ took a shot that was probably a little farther out than he would have wanted. Stu got stripped on a clear after crossing the midline, and then Alex took a shot that wasn't backed up. And those 3 sequences just struck me as, like, for lack of a better word, a little casual, in the sense that types of plays that might be acceptable when you're up 4 or 5, but not 2. Is that a fair characterization?
Pretty good example of what my opening statement. Like those are plays that should be clearly understood for this group, and maybe not should be clearly understood for this group at this point, but for us to be highly competitive, we need to understand those things. We need to sort those things out. We need to find ways to you know, handle adverse situations or unique situations. Like, you know, that ride is a unique one. Like, you can break the 10-man, but even when you're over the midline, they stay in it. So it changes. Like, a lot of teams are in a 10-man until you get it over the midline, release the pressure. Their goalie stays in, but they stay out, and so they continue to double, and they get more turnovers probably over the midline than they do on the other side of it. So, you know, those are things that you have to work on. We don't, you know, we don't see it in a lot of. We haven't seen it yet, so this is an opportunity for us to practice it, and we're going to see it probably a few more times because there's other teams that do it. But yeah, that sequence right there of you know, knowing how to play both ends of the field together, like knowing how to protect your defense, knowing how to have a longer possession, knowing how to value up every opportunity you have it because you're not winning a ton of faceoffs. Like, all those things really collectively have to settle in, you know, for our team to really be highly competitive, disciplined at the top end. I'll put it that way.
Time for one more?
They're pretty good, so we're gonna have our hands full. Back to work. I love the opportunity to keep playing top level teams here. I think the guys are excited. It's exactly what they needed. You know, you get your butts humbled on a Tuesday, and you get to go play again on Friday. Saturday. It's a blur.
Great, thank you
Good.
very much, guys.
All right. Thanks, guys.